Since filming this video this afternoon, I've learned of the sad death of Alan White, the long-time drummer for Yes. I know he wasn't the drummer on this record, but he must have played this song 1,000 times. I wanted to dedicate this video to his memory. Welcome back to part 2, side 2 of Close to the Edge, the winner of the greatest prog album of all time, as voted for by you. All of you, every single last one of you, you voted for this. Well, almost all of you, 86. So we have And You and I, and Siberian, what's it called? Siberian Kotru. Yeah, let's crack on. Let's do this. Here we go then. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. I've refilled my cup.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's decaf. No! Oops. I really was close to the edge. Oopsie. So on repeated listens to these things that you start to notice some of the details that might have missed the first one around. It's like really, really low volume, suspended string sound in the background. Can you hear that? Or is it an organ? It might be an organ actually.
Changed only for a sight, the sound of space agreed. Between the picture of time behind the face of me. Coming quickly to terms of all expression laid. Emotion revealed as the ocean made. All complete in the sight.
I think that's a bass guitar doing that background sound there. how gorgeous does that sound? I had forgotten how good this song is. I've not listened to this one. I don't think I may not even have listened. No, I have. Oh, yes.
Coming quickly to terms of all expression made, emotion revealed as the ocean made, as the movement regained the regarded both the same, all complete in the sight of seas of light with you.
Seems appropriate in many ways that this was. I did this poll now into 2022, and this record won. 50 years old this year, released in '72, isn't it? Not quite as old as me.
Sad preacher nailed upon the colored door of time. Insane teacher, be there reminded of the rhyme. There'll be no mutant enemy we shall certify. Political ends, our sad remains will die. Reach out as forward taste begin to enter you. I listened hard but could not see. Light tempo change out and inside me.
strange that I've only known this music for about a year, but it's become so familiar to me. It's so instantly recognisable.
And you and I go crossing the shapes of the morning. And you and I reach over the sun for the river. And you and I glide clearer towards the movement. And you and I gold over valleys of endless sea.
I was just looking on the screen there. I've got my original video I made to this, 6th of April. As I said, I didn't realise it's had over 13,000 views. That's mad, isn't it? 100% likes. Siberian Kutro, Katru. I know, Twin Ravens, this is one of your favourite songs of all time. Oh, it's got some swagger, hasn't it? Harpsichord, because why not?
clock tower. Dreams reveal the outspoken the true. Stand still, torn through the distance of man, staring on the sunlight. Cold rainy king, shelter the women that sing. They use their movement, running, running, running over.
Wow. Oh. There it goes, drifting off into the Siberian sunset. Wow. Right, that's... the camera died before I just... Good timing. And let's stop that as well. So, I mean, there is nothing really more I can add to what's already been said about this record. What I will say, this is very personal from my point of view, is that because of the nature of how I listen to music, in regards to the channel, which is kind of my main focus, since listening to this, I must have listened to hundreds of hours of music by everybody else, and yes, of course. And I have listened to this album since then, but I haven't listened to it on vinyl. I've listened to it on headphones while I've been out for a run, so bits of it perhaps. And this is the first time I've actually sat down and listened to it all the way through, front and back, with headphones off the vinyl, actually concentrating on what I'm doing. And it is just sensational. It's absolutely sensational. I just wish I had more time to re-listen to music, because I'm always sort of I'm discovering new stuff. And for the sake of the channel, I can't keep playing the same records over and over and over again. And I know, obviously, I guarantee, 100% guarantee, there'll be some comments in here. So what's the point of this video? What's the point of it? And, I get that on most of the videos. So people will say, well, what's the point of this? Somebody nodding their head and listening to music. I could do that at home. So yeah, we can. Of course you can. But that's kind of missing the point a little bit. And obviously, I know this is, again, could be viewed as a bit of a waste of time because I've already made a video listening to Close to the Edge. But that was a year ago. That was my first listen. This is a repeat listen. And it is absolutely on the back of the poll of the greatest prog album of all time. And of course I had to do it. It's going to happen. So it's just incredible. It's amazing. And I had not forgotten, but it maybe had slipped my mind a little bit about how intricate and amazingly well performed this is. And when I said at the beginning of side one, could this be the sort of the classic lineup of Yes? I think it's difficult to say that, because obviously, as I said, there's been several iterations of the band, and in fact now the band that is about to go touring, or is touring, has no original members of the band in it at all anymore. None. Steve Howe wasn't the original guitarist, was he? So it's Yes is a name of a band, but it's a name of a collection of music, and at different points people have been in it and have added to the canon, added to the repertoire. This absolutely was almost a cosmic realization of greatness. You have obviously the angelic voice of John Anderson and his wonderful heart-lifting, life-affirming, positive outlook on life and his lyrics. You have the aggression of Chris Squire as the bass, which is kind of the heart of all of this. It's just so driving and it's filthy. It's such an aggressive bass sound. I've never heard bass like that from this era, and it's such an interesting sound that he developed and used. In no small part, I guess, to the Rickenbacker. We also have Steve Howe's brittle, bright, and sort of harsh guitar, which is a very different take on a guitar sound from example Dave Gilmour, which is sort of much more sort of mellow and fluid and mellifluous. It's almost like sort of two polar opposites of the guitar world. You have one which is smooth and rounded and supple, and then you have the Steve Howe end, which is jagged and brittle and spiky and harsh. Maybe it's not quite harsh, but it's a completely much more in your face, aggressive almost sound. It's not aggressive actually, but it is a much more jagged and brittle, bright sound. Then of course there is the one and only Rick Wakeman, who is bringing so much to this, from the standout organ moment on Close to the Edge to the mellotron, the piano, the strings, the just everything else that's in these two tracks, and of course Close to the Edge, the rhubarb and custard section with the synths. That's awesome, isn't it? Just wonderful. And then to top it off, you've got sort of one of the greatest drummers of all time, Bill Bruford, bringing his not rock but jazz influenced, inspired drumming to the mix, and it's absolutely a once in a generation meeting of musicians to produce this music, and it's lightning doesn't strike twice. The band went on obviously to do amazing, incredible music, and as is testified by the list, that all of the albums, Fragile, Relayer, the Yes album, Tales from Topographic Oceans, all Going for the One, all featured in the list. They were all highly regarded and nominated. So it's a testament to the band and its musicianship, its songs, and its philosophy, I guess, and how it captures the imagination of the listener. But as you have all noted and voted, there is one record to rule them all. Close to the Edge. This is it. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed revisiting this and listening to it again. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll tuck it away again and not listen to it for a little while, I think, and I'll revisit it again in a few months' time. Not on the channel though. I don't think that's fair. I'll see you guys on the next video, whenever and whatever that is. And until then, this is Jim over and